Guys, so looking at the homework, I do want to look at the first three with y'all just so we can make sure we're setting it up correctly. Guys, read the directions. Above 1 and 2, what does it say? Find the median, mode, and range. Does it say anything about the mean? No, so I'm going to start on number 1 by finding the median. Okay, so on number 1, we're going to start by finding the median. What do I need to do in order to find the median on number 1? Aubrey? Okay, can you do that for me, please? And guys, real quick, I'm going to stop you real quick. Guys, you can write on here. I want all of your work and answers on your paper. I don't want you to write any of that on here. But like I can mark out 13 to keep track of which numbers I've used. That's the other benefit to having it on a copy instead of in your book. All right, so after 13, what do we have? 15, then 17 and 17. 20, 21, and then 23. Okay. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers in my list. I always like to double check by counting them. It's really easy to do, and it makes sure I don't leave any out. Okay, so we're going to find what's in the middle. So I'm going to mark off 1 on each end, 1 on each end, 1 on each end. What did I end up with in the center? 17. All right, after the median, it says we need the mode. What would my mode be for this problem, Chris?
The mode would be 17.
17 is there twice. Everything else is only there once. So 17 is there the most. And then we need the range. What am I going to do to find the range here? Kinsley? $23 minus 13. So 23 minus 13, which gives me 10. So all of my data is within 3 spaces. Okay. All right, I'm going to do number 2 next. Like I said, I'm going to work through the first 3 with you so we can make sure we know how to set these up. All right, number 2, we're still doing the median, the mode, and the range. So for number 2, looking at the median, let's put those in order. Put those in order for me, Jenny. Very good. So we have, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. So am I good? All right, so I'm going to move this up so y'all can see my work real quick. So I'm going to find the middle. So starting at the end, mark off 1, mark off 1. Mark off 1, mark off 1. And notice I'm kind of leaving a pause in between so I don't forget how many I've marked off. So mark off 1, mark off 1. Now when I go to mark off 1 here, it ends up marking out all my numbers. So do I want to do that? No, I want to stop. I have 2 in the middle. What am I going to do with my 2 numbers that are in the middle? Aubrey? I'm going to add them up. Okay. Now some of you might be able to know, well, I know what number is in the middle of 50 and 56. And that's going to be our answer. But right now let's add them up. That gives me 106. And then what am I going to do to 106? Divide it by 2. So divide by 2. And what does that give me, Kayla? 53. And guys, just to make sure, is 53 in the middle of 50 and 56? Yeah. So that should end up making sense. And I'm just going to draw my arrow showing there that's where my answer is for anyone that grades my paper, okay? All right, right, the next thing is the mode. What is the mode on number 2? What is the mode? Macy? There is no mode, so I'm just going to write no mode. There is no mode. All right, and then how am I going to find the range? Chandler? 63 minus 40, which is going to give me 23. Okay. Are there any questions about number 2? All right, so we need to look at number 3. Trying to get it to where we can see everything we're doing. So on number 3, now it says find the mean. So for number 3, do I need to do the mean? Yeah, so we're going to find the mean here. In order to find the mean, what is the first thing that I need to do? In order to find the mean, what do I need to do first? Cheyenne? Add up all our numbers. All right, has anyone had a chance to add up all of our numbers on here? Christy, what'd you get? 95.9. And then what do I need to do to 95.9? Emma King? Divide it by 6, because there are 6 numbers here, so I'm going to divide by 6. Now guys, when I type that into my calculator, I'm going to get 15.98333 going on and on, right? What was our rule yesterday? If we have a decimal, round to the 10th place. So I would only want 1 decimal place. What might change that on number 3? Why might I not want 1 decimal place? Look at the problem carefully. Chandler? That would be okay. If we were rounding to the 10th, you're right. 8 would round that 9 up to 10, so I would get 16 as a whole number, which would be fine. But why would this not be a good idea to round to the 10th place? Price?
Because it's talking about money.
It's talking about money. Do y'all see right here on number 3, it says it's the cost. And then what's next to that CD part? The dollar sign. So this is talking about dollars. All right? Guys, even if I'm telling you round to the 10th, if it's talking about money, does money go to the 10th place? No. Money always has 2 decimal places, so I would draw my line after the second number. Okay? Guys, the rule for our statistics is always going to be the 10th place, unless it's money. Okay? Unless it's money. All right? So, this 3, would that round my 8 up to a 9, or would it leave the 8 and 8? It's going to leave the 8 and 8. So my answer here is going to be 15.98. So the average price of a CD is $15.98. All right, and again, we rounded to the 100s because this is money. Okay, that's just a reminder for us. All right, we're not done with number 3 yet. Next thing we need is the median. So for the median, we need to put them in order. Median. All right. So my median, raise your hand if you can put those 6 numbers in order for me. Macy. 11.95. 12.59, and be careful because there were 2 12s there. What's my next 12? 12.89. I'm going to pause. Are there any questions on why those go in that order? Chris?
The decimal, there are different numbers behind the decimal.
Yeah, so because the numbers are different behind the decimal, after you look at 12, 5 would be the next. Then we'd have 8. All right, what's going to be next, Macy? 18.49, and then 19.99, and then 19.99. Squeezing that one in there. Okay. So I want to find the middle. So I'm going to mark off 1 on the front, 1 on the back. 1 on the front, 1 on the back. I'm left with 2. So what am I going to do with those 2 numbers? What am I going to do with those 2 numbers, Chris? We're going to add them up. When I add those 2 numbers, I end up with 31.38. And then what do I need to do once I add them? Danny? Divide it by 2. Split that in half. And what's that going to give me now? Kinsley? 15.69. Right? Is 15.69 somewhere in between 12.89 and 18.49? 15 would be in the middle of 12 and 8, so that's going to be somewhere in the middle of those. So, there is the answer that we'd be looking for. All right, after the median, what do we need to find? The mode. What is my mode on number 3? What's my mode, Owen? $19.99. And for my range, how am I going to find my range on number 3? How would I find the range? Kayla? 19.99 minus 11.95. And what's that going to give me for my range here? Kinsley? 8.04. So all of the prices on the CDs are somewhere between $8.04 apart from each other. Within $8.04 of each other. All right, guys. Do y'all see how we're setting up our homework? All right.